So, how are you feeling?
I mean, I'm just like really excited. I was on season one USA of Love Island with the first bombshell with that too, and it was filmed in Fiji. So for me, it's just genuinely like this full circle moment of coming back 4 years later, like felt like a little girl, and now I'm like, I'm a woman and I'm back. Let's go, you know?
I love that. I love that. What lessons did you learn from your first Love Island experience, and how will that help you? What did you learn, and how will that help you in this next one?
I mean, I feel like I learned on my season and I got a pretty good response just in the way that I was very true to myself. So even though you're on TV, like cameras are around, there's this group of people that you've never met. I think it's very hard to do that at times, but for the most part, by doing that, I was able to make like genuine connections and genuine friendships. And once I left, like the same person I was there was the same person I was inside. So my first time going in, I felt like I was 21 years old and it was just, I think, really hard because I was more antisocial. I had never had a boyfriend before. And I felt like it was just really hard at times for me to fully be able to be myself. Like, I think I did a pretty good job of being authentic and true to myself, which is why I think I was able to make really good authentic like connections and stuff. But yeah, I think that was just the biggest lesson, is going in this time even more knowing, okay, I'm in the game for me, I'm in the game to be myself, and if like the people in there don't vibe with that, or I don't find an actual connection, like that's okay. I just need to be me, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes get in and they're not fully themselves, and then they kind of have a hard time finding their place in the villa. So this time going in, I was like, they're going to get all the Kyra, not a piece of her, not a little bit, 10%, like all of her, you know?
Absolutely. And that's important because like you said, you can really tell, like, and the audience can tell too. So I love that you're
Yeah.
coming in like full force, mature, better than ever and ready to tackle
You
it.
know,
I love that.
little bit of the still crazy Kyra in there, but yeah, a little bit more mature this time. We
Well,
got,
good.
we
That's
got to
too.
mix it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're in Love Island games, right? What is more important for you, love or winning?
For me, 100%, it would be cool to say winning, I'm a bomb ass bitch type shit, but like I genuinely am an emotional Pisces, romantic at heart. So going into it for sure, once again, I'm going for love mostly. Of course, I want to win and kick ass, but I got my first boyfriend off of the show the first time, and we were together for almost half a year and met each other's families. And it was like this beautiful situation where I learned about myself and had this really great relationship that I learned a lot in, as well. So going into this, no matter what, I was like, I'm going to be open to a true connection and really be myself and go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so you came into the house as the bombshell, or the villa, excuse me, as the bombshell, and you got to choose your partner, and you chose Miss Megan. I want to
Yes.
know, okay, outside from the obvious, what drew you to her?
I mean, for me, going in as well this time, Love Island usually is guy girl recouplings. And I've been very open about my sexuality on my platforms, in my life in general, since the show, before the show. So this time going in, I really wanted to be true to myself, whether I wanted to couple up with a guy or a girl, I was going to choose what I wanted and not what the norm or the typical was, and just go for the person that I like the most. And thankfully, when I walked in, I mean, Megan is drop dead gorgeous. I'm sure we all freaking know that. And then to also talk to her and to realize that she's a lot like me in the ways that she's very true to herself. Like, she's not afraid to say how she feels. She's very much so like this calm but confident energy that I was really attracted to. So to be able to have a lot of stuff in common, when we're having these chats, to be attracted to someone, but also to be like, okay, we're very alike. And we randomly, I found out, have the same birthday. Like, we are almost the same human being, which is kind of like, you don't want to date yourself. But yes, we have a lot of things in common. So it was really just good. And I had to follow my gut and go for it, being the only two girls coupled up. Not sure how that's going to work out for the challenges and what we're going to be expected to do. But I didn't care. My forefront want was to find someone that I had a romantic connection with.
I love that too. And I love what you're doing, I mean, I know you just went with your gut and your heart, but what you're doing is so important, I think, for all the folks out there like you who, like both and like whatever they want to like. And seeing it on Love Island, which has been so binary, is so, so great to see. So I am so grateful to you for that, just in and of itself. And
Hey,
you're
I knew
a
this time
beautiful
going around,
couple.
like, thank you. Hey, I mean, like I said, this time going around, and because I came out on my first season, I mean, I was already out, but I was open about it on the show. It did, saw help a lot of people. And I had people on social media, DMing me and coming out to me before they felt safe to do it, maybe with the people around them. And it just was like, okay, it really does go a long way to be true to yourself. And I think it's so important, So thank you for saying that.
I wholeheartedly agree. So, well, you kind of touched on this, but I wanted to ask, I know you chose Megan because of all of those other reasons, but was there also any strategy involved?
Like I said, I would love to be this mastermind and be like, yes, of course there was. But no. And I mean, being in the villa that first day and talking to people, you go in, you're thinking Love Island. I knew it was a different spin-off type thing, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, it's going to be like fun little games, but love is the forefront. And very quickly I was like, oh, no, people are thinking in a different way, or coming onto this and not even really needing to be looking for a partner in that way. They could be looking for an athletic partner that they think is going to do really well at the game. So very quickly I was like, oh, this could be a little different than what I think, but I still have to do what I want to do. And the forefront for me going in was to find someone, as sassy as that sounds.
No, it's great. It's great. We believe in love. We believe in love.
Yeah. And I do think that girls are smarter than boys. I'm like, that's my strategy. I mean, listen, I don't know when it comes to maybe lifting heavy shiz, but I do think two women working together can go very far and do very well compared to maybe some of the guys in the villa. So I think we're good.
I love it. And is there anybody else you have your eye on, or is Megan like it? I wouldn't be surprised if she was it, but I am curious.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I talked to Curtis a decent amount. He's like my normal guy type of just, he's kind of goofy, slight dad body, like love, love that, but like, he's definitely someone, we have a lot of like the arts and music, we had that in common. So he was someone going in that I was like, okay, when I saw him, I was familiar with him, and I was like, okay, we might have a lot of stuff in common. He actually reminded me of the guy, Cashel, that I partnered up with on my first season of Love Island. And then, yeah, he was really the only other person that I was like, maybe, but we'll see, because as far as people know from my season, I don't always just go I'm risky. I want to try everything to find the best connection, to find the best person. So I'm never just, that sounds so shitty, but it's soon. It's very soon,
No, that's important. I live for that. Like, keep it real, right?
Yeah. Like, you date someone for a couple days, and then sometimes you're like, oh, or sometimes you're like, wait, this is it. So I'm just always the type of person that I'll always be true to myself. And yeah, it's Love Island. You got to take risks.
Absolutely. So are you worried about Callum at all? Because he's very, very into your lady right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I talked to Calvin, and the boy, he's hilarious. But as far as like competition in that way, I'm sorry, I do not see competition. He's a cute guy, and let's go battle on, But if we're being honest, no, I'm not like, oh, Callum, I'm scared. Like, you're cute, but to me, as far as what I go for, and if Megan's anything like me, you can have a pretty face, but there's got to be something behind it. And I love Callum's personality, but romantically, I'm not sure if he's looking for that on the show. So if Megan's being true with me as far as that's what she's looking for, I don't on the real think that there's like, I'm not scared.
Okay. Good deal. Yeah, I do feel like you and Megan are on the same page with that, about what you want, and also about Callum, because he does like to play the field. So
he does, he's hilarious. Like, it's been so entertaining watching him. I'm like, you're funny.
And such a fast talker too.
Oh my God. I couldn't understand anything he was saying the whole time. I was like, what? Like, he was the hardest one out of the whole house for me. I had no clue.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of y'all's interactions. And one last question. Is there anybody in the house that you feel is operating purely on competition only and isn't really looking for love?
I mean, I think for me coming in at this point, it's too soon to really know. Everyone's being very friendly, very nice, which that could always be a tactic. I've done other shows which are even more challenge based. And that's a big thing is be liked by everyone. So coming in, everyone was so welcoming that sometimes you almost have to be like, who's really being nice to me and who's trying to make allies or who's trying to do this, like you don't really know people's true intentions. So I think over maybe a couple more days, which things move so fast, in there that I'll get more of an understanding. But as of now, everyone is kind of still, I think, playing both sides of it, if that makes any sense. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep an eye out for those mind games too.
Exactly. But I'm pretty good at clocking when people are being shady. So it won't take me long, but we'll see as the season goes on.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you, Kyra. We had some technical difficulties, but we got through it.
We did the damn thing.
We did the damn thing. All right. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your energy. I'm so excited to watch your journey on the Love Island games and your relationship with Megan. I'm very team Kyra and Megan. I'll get it on a t-shirt. I'm ready. I'm rooting for y'all. Absolutely.
I fucking love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me as well.